Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to do a deep dive into the world of startups.
Ooh, startups.
Exciting. All those companies that kind of explode seemingly overnight with these brilliant ideas.
Right.
But how do they actually go from zero to success?
Yeah.
What does it really take?
Right.
So to get to the bottom of this, we're going to unpack two awesome books.
Okay.
The Lean Startup by Eric Ries.
Oh, love that book.
And then 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel.
Another classic.
Yeah. And I think what's so cool about both of these books is they're written by people who have been there.
Oh,
It's like
absolutely.
they've been in the trenches. They're not just academics or theorists.
Yeah, they've lived it.
They've lived the ups and downs of starting a business.
And that gives their insights so much more weight,
Yeah,
It's not just theory.
for sure.
You've been there.
So Ries starts off by asking this question. What is a startup?
Yeah.
And it's more than just a cool product
Yeah.
or just a group of,
Yeah, a bunch of people hack it.
people hacking away, right?
Yeah.
He keeps emphasizing this idea of extreme uncertainty.
Yes.
It's like
uncertainty is the name of the game.
It's like stepping into a pitch black room and you don't even know
Right. You don't even know.
if there's a light switch.
If there's a light switch, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if there's a room at all.
Right. Exactly.
Who knows?
And he actually uses this example
Okay.
of his own startup,
Oh, really?
which, by all accounts, should have been a slam dunk.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Interesting.
Great team, right timing, solid product.
Okay, got it.
But
It tanked.
it tanked.
Wow.
Yeah, it failed.
So, why? Why? If it had all the pieces.
And that's what's so interesting is even when you have all the right pieces in place,
Right.
there's no guarantee.
Especially in the startup world, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so then he goes on to talk about, if traditional business plans can't always predict success,
Yeah.
what is the alternative?
Yeah, what do we do then?
And he proposes this idea of the lean startup methodology.
The lean startup, right?
Yeah, which is really about embracing uncertainty
Okay.
and turning it into this learning
I
opportunity.
like that. Turning uncertainty into an opportunity.
How do you take those lemons and make lemonade, right?
Right, exactly.
So he has these three core principles.
Okay.
First, he says entrepreneurship, IS management,
Okay.
meaning you're not just building a product, you're building a whole organization,
Yeah.
a sustainable,
like an
machine. Yes.
An institution.
Yes, an institution, yeah.
Not just the thing.
And then the second one is validated learning,
Validated learning.
which he says is key.
Okay.
The primary goal
Yeah.
is figuring out how to build a sustainable business,
Got it.
not just cranking out cool stuff.
It's not just about the cool idea.
Right.
Yeah.
And then his third principle is build, measure, learn.
Build, measure, learn.
So it's this constant feedback loop
Yeah.
where you turn ideas into products.
Got it.
You get them out there ASAP.
Okay.
You see how customers react.
Yep.
And then you learn and you either pivot or persevere.
Persevere. Okay, so what does that mean? Pivot or persevere?
Yeah. So for example,
Yeah.
let's say you're a startup called Grocket,
Grokky.
which is a real company that he uses as an example. So they're an online test prep platform.
Okay.
And they think, okay, maybe people having to register before they can try the platform
Yeah, that's always a barrier.
is hindering growth.
Yeah, for sure.
So they run this experiment called lazy registration where you can just dive right in.
Okay.
And it turns out
Yeah.
the registration rate stays the same.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like, okay, maybe we need to pivot and focus on marketing the platform better
Right.
rather than changing the product itself.
Right. So it's not about the product. It's about getting the word out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's this constant testing,
Got it.
learning, adapting.
And instead of being stuck in analysis paralysis. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like those.
Which is so different from traditional business planning where you spend months.
Yeah. You spend months on a plan.
Yeah.
That might be totally wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he even says giants like HP
Wow. Even HP.
could benefit from this.
Yeah.
So he gives this example of HP.
Okay.
And they're known for their meticulous planning.
Yeah.
They had this initiative
Uh-huh.
to boost employee volunteering,
Okay. Interesting.
but participation was low.
Oh, okay.
And so he's like, they could have used these lean principles
Right.
to run small experiments,
Okay.
figure out why participation was low,
Yeah.
and maybe save a ton of time and resources in the long run.
Right, right. Makes a lot of sense.
So, we're talking about speed and efficiency, but what about the product itself?
Right. The actual product. Yeah.
It's like, Are we cutting corners?
Yeah. Are we just trying to get something out there quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where the concept of the minimum viable product comes in.
EMVP.
Yeah. Or MVP.
Minimum viable product.
Yeah. And it's not about
Yeah.
building the smallest thing possible.
Right. It's not about being cheap.
Right.
It's about learning.
It's about getting through that
Yeah.
build, measure, learn loop as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So you're getting that customer feedback early on.
Right. Like you're testing the waters.
Yes.
Before you jump all the way in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not about building something shoddy.
No, not at all.
It's about building something smart.
Right. Yeah.
So, for example,
Yeah.
Groupon, would you believe
Yeah.
they started with just PDFs and a blog?
Really? Groupon. Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
And then Dropbox, they had this video demo
Oh, okay.
that wasn't even fully functional.
Oh, interesting.
But it nailed their target audience's needs perfectly.
So they kind of faked it till they made it.
Well, it got people excited.
Yeah.
And gave them that feedback
Yeah, they got the feedback.
to build on.
Right. Okay.
So I'm starting to see this pattern here.
What's that?
It's about maximizing learning while minimizing waste.
Yes.
Right.
That's the essence of it.
Okay, so you might be
Is that
thinking,
so?
okay, how do I measure progress
Right.
in this world of constant change?
Yeah, it's all changing all the time.
Yeah, and that's where Riri introduces this concept
Yeah.
of innovation accounting.
Innovation accounting.
And it kind of challenges the traditional way we look at numbers.
Ooh, okay. This sounds scary to me. I'm not a numbers person.
It's more about asking the right questions.
Okay. All right.
As long as we're not crunching numbers.
Standard accounting relies on forecasts.
Yeah.
Which in this startup world that's
Yeah.
constantly changing, those are meaningless.
They're useless. Yeah.
Huh.
Right. So instead, we should be focusing on these learning milestones.
Learning milestones.
Like, is your product actually getting better?
Yeah.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Tracking real progress.
Not just vanity metrics, right?
Yes, not just vanity metrics.
Yeah, good.
And so he gives this example
Okay.
of a startup that, seemed to be doing well
Okay.
based on traditional metrics.
Okay.
Numbers are going up,
Uh-huh.
but they're stuck in this loop of just building feature after feature
Oh, I see.
without actually understanding what their customers value.
So they're not really learning, are they?
They're not learning, and they're not really making real progress.
They're just kind of spinning their wheels.
Yes, they're just
Yeah.
busy,
Okay, I got it.
So it's about going beyond the surface
Yeah.
and digging deeper into the data.
Right. Looking beyond the number.
And that brings up this question
What's that?
that every entrepreneur faces.
Yeah.
When do you know if your fundamental assumptions are just wrong?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That is a tough one.
Like, when is it time to pivot
Right.
or even scrap your idea altogether?
Oof. Yeah. How do you make that call?
Yeah, it really does feel like you're walking this tightrope.
Yeah.
On one hand, you need to be persistent,
Yeah, you got to keep going.
but you don't want to be blind to those warning signs, right?
Right. You got to know when to quit.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
how do you make that decision?
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Any tips?
Well, Ries says data is your friend.
Data is your friend.
But it's not just about numbers.
Okay.
It's also about that qualitative feedback, right? Like, are you seeing patterns in how people are behaving?
Okay, yeah.
Are they using the features you're building?
Are they actually getting the value?
Are they getting the value? Yeah.
So it's really about looking at the whole picture.
A whole picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just
Don't cherry pick.
cherry picking.
Yeah. And sometimes the most valuable insights come from these unexpected places.
Oh.
So Ries tells this story about IMVU.
IMVU. Okay.
It's a 3D avatar-based social network.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, people aren't spending enough time on the platform. We
Yeah.
got to keep them engaged.
Right. I gotta get them hooked.
So what do? They focus on building more features.
Okay. Sounds logical.
But then
Put them bird.
they dig deeper into the data.
Okay.
And guess what they discover?
What?
People are spending a ton of time on the platform, just
Wrong.
not where they expected. They're hanging out in the gift shop,
The gift shop.
customizing their avatars.
So they're just,
That's where they're spending all their time.
they're like playing dress up.
Exactly. They're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Personalization, that's the driver.
Okay. So
And content.
they pivot
They pivot, yeah.
and focus on this virtual goods marketplace.
And it explodes. It becomes a huge success.
Wow. It's like they totally stumbled on this gold mine.
They embrace the unexpected, yeah.
Yeah.
So now let's switch gears a bit.
Okay.
From Race's focus on agility and learning
Yeah.
to Peter Thiel,
Peter Thiel.
0 to 1.
0 to 1.
He wants us to think bigger, bolder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Wasn't he the one that said competition is a bad thing?
Yeah, he's all about building monopolies.
Monopolies.
Now, before you think, oh, evil corporations,
Yeah.
hear him out.
Okay.
He argues that competition leads to sameness.
Oh, right.
This race to the bottom.
Everyone's fighting over the same scrap.
Everyone's fighting over scraps, yeah.
Yeah.
He says the truly successful companies, they create value by solving unique problems
Okay.
and capturing a large share of that value.
Got it.
That's the monopoly.
So it's not about being slightly better.
No.
It's about being completely different.
Completely different, yeah. Like creating your own category.
Yeah.
So he contrasts the airline industry. They create a ton of value.
Yeah. They connect people across the globe.
People across the globe, but
But they're all competing on price.
they're all competing on price. They're making pennies.
Right.
And then you have Google, near
Imagine
monopoly, on search, online advertising.
They're capturing a huge share of the value they create.
Huge share.
So how do you actually go from scrappy startup
Yeah.
to Google-level monopoly?
Okay. So Thiel says, start small, scale up.
Start small.
Don't boil the ocean.
Scale up.
Find a niche, dominate it,
Okay.
then expand.
So like Amazon starting with books.
Amazon Books, exactly.
Facebook with a college campus.
Yeah, just one college.
Yeah.
And once you have that foundation,
Right.
you got to scale up.
Scale up strategically. So how did PayPal go from early adopters to the mass market?
Right. Well, they integrated with eBay.
Oh, with eBay.
Brilliant move.
Yeah, it fueled their growth.
Explosive growth.
So it's not about crushing the competition.
No.
It's about creating something so uniquely valuable
Yeah.
that you're the obvious choice.
The obvious choice.
Okay.
And then Thiel talks about this thing called the power law
Power law.
in venture capital.
Okay.
It's this idea that a small number of investments
Right.
drive most of the returns.
So it's not like this bell curve,
No, it's not a bell curve. It's like a steep mountain.
the steep mountain. Okay.
Few peaks at incredible heights.
And then everything else is flat.
Everything else is flat.
So most VCs get this wrong.
They spread their bets too thin,
Okay.
hoping for small wins.
Yeah.
But to win big,
You got to focus on those rare companies.
those rare companies that have the potential to be the towering peaks,
The game changer.
the game changers. Yeah.
And he actually says
Yeah.
the best investment in a successful fund
Yeah.
often outperforms the entire rest of the fund.
The entire rest combined.
Combined, wow.
That's the power law.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It really changes how you think about
Yeah.
where you put your resources.
Your resources, your time, your energy.
Exactly.
And this applies to your career, too.
Wow, interesting.
Not just investing.
Okay.
Instead of being a jack of all trades,
Yeah.
find that one thing.
That one thing.
You can be the absolute best.
Your own personal monopoly.
Your personal monopoly, yeah.
So specializing,
Specializing.
finding your niche,
Find your niche.
becoming indispensable.
The go-to person.
The go-to person.
So that one thing.
So this leads into this other concept that he talks about,
Okay.
the importance of secrets.
Secrets.
Now, when he's talking about secrets,
Yeah.
he's not talking about like cloak and dagger conspiracies.
No, not like that.
Okay.
He's talking about valuable insights
Okay.
hidden in plain sight,
Okay.
things that most people overlook
Or dismiss.
or dismiss, yeah.
So finding those hidden gems of knowledge.
Those hidden gems
Oh.
that give you an edge.
And he uses this example of the clean tech bubble.
Clean tech, okay.
All these companies jumped into this market, assuming, we need clean energy.
Yeah.
This is going to be a huge business opportunity.
Right. It seems like a sure thing.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Yeah. So what went wrong?
They overlooked some crucial secrets.
Secrets. Okay.
Timing, for one.
Timing.
A lot of them emerged when oil prices were sky high,
Okay.
but they didn't anticipate fracking.
Right.
Oil prices plummeted.
They bet on a future
Yeah.
that didn't materialize.
That didn't quite materialize
Yeah.
as quickly as they thought.
And they underestimated distribution.
Distribution, yeah.
You can build a great product,
It's not enough.
but you got to figure out how to get it
You got to get it to people
into the hands of customers.
and make sure they understand the value.
Like Better Place, that electric car company.
Better place, yeah.
They had that cool battery swapping technology.
Yeah, that was innovative.
But they didn't quite figure out how to convince people to buy into it.
Right.
They just assumed, like, oh, people will automatically embrace this.
Yeah, they didn't have a clear marketing strategy.
And they missed another secret.
What's that?
Differentiation.
Differentiation, right?
A lot of them offered just like incremental improvements.
Yeah, incremental.
They didn't have that wow factor.
Not 10x better.
They weren't 10x better.
And Thiel contrasts this with Tesla.
Tesla.
They understood being green wasn't enough.
Yeah.
They built a car people desired.
Right.
Stylish, high performance.
And environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
So they nailed the combination of a superior product, effective distribution,
Yep.
and understanding those market trends.
Market trends.
Yeah.
They didn't follow the crowd.
They carved their own path.
Carved their own path.
So this whole idea of secrets,
Yeah.
it's about uncovering those unique insights
Unique insight.
that give you that competitive edge.
Yeah, competitive edge.
So company culture, where does that fit in?
Company culture.
What does Thiel have to say about that?
Well, he's got some unconventional views.
Yeah, I'm curious because I know he's not into,
On to the perks.
yeah, like the ping pong tables
The ping pong tables.
and the free snacks.
That's just window dressing.
So what is his secret sauce for building a thriving culture?
It all starts with the people.
The people.
Talent and motivation
Yeah.
are unevenly distributed.
Okay.
So find those individuals who are not just skilled,
Yeah.
but intensely passionate
Intensely passionate.
about your mission.
Okay.
He wants you to build a team
Yeah.
that feels like a mission-driven tribe
The tribe. That's
more than a company.
intense.
Like, think about PayPal.
PayPal.
Thiel and his co-founders.
Yeah.
They sought out people who were excited about creating a new digital currency
Wow.
to replace the US dollar.
That's a bold mission.
That's a bold mission.
Yeah.
And it attracted some incredibly talented people.
It's like finding people who are not just looking for a job,
Right.
but a cause to believe in.
A cause, and
Yeah.
that shared purpose
Yeah.
creates this strong foundation for a culture that
Yeah.
can weather any storm.
So everyone is a stakeholder.
A stakeholder, yeah.
Yeah.
And Thiel actually uses the word cult.
Cult.
Now, he's not talking about anything sinister.
Right. It's not about brainwashing.
No.
Yeah.
It's about that sense of belonging, that shared understanding that
Wow.
you're all working towards something meaningful.
Something bigger than yourself.
Bigger than yourselves, yeah.
Yeah. And then within that framework,
Yeah.
he emphasizes clear responsibility.
Responsibility.
And autonomy.
Okay, yeah.
So people should be assigned to one specific task
One task
and then held accountable.
held accountable.
So empowering people to own their work
Own their work, make decisions,
without being micromanaged.
not micromanaged, yeah.
So it's about trust
Trust,
and accountability.
accountability,
Yeah.
and this leads to a more efficient organization.
Okay. So it's like,
Everyone knows their role.
Yeah.
They're empowered to excel.
it's fascinating how he weaves together these ideas.
Yeah.
Monopolies,
Monopoly
secrets, company culture.
company culture.
It's like he's creating this blueprint for building
Yeah.
a truly exceptional company.
the company that lasts.
Yeah, one that lasts.
Yeah.
And he doesn't shy away from challenging conventional wisdom.
No, he doesn't.
He even takes aim at
Okay.
this whole Silicon Valley obsession with sales and marketing.
Oh, really? But isn't sales like the lifeblood of a startup?
Well, it is,
yeah.
but Thiel argues that too many companies get caught up,
In the gimmicks.
in the gimmicks,
Yeah.
and they lose sight of building a product that
Yeah.
truly sells itself.
It sells itself. Okay.
So it's back to that idea of
Build something great.
building something so good.
People will come.
Yeah, like that you don't need to do this hard sell.
He uses Amazon as an example.
Yeah.
They've become this giant
Yeah.
without relying heavily on advertising.
They just focus on customer experience.
Customer experience.
From selection to delivery.
Delivery.
They built a product people love.
People love it.
And the sales followed.
They followed, yeah.
It's like this system that markets itself.
It markets itself
Yeah.
word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Driven by customer satisfaction.
Powerful.
Super powerful.
So he's not saying sales are unimportant,
Not unimportant,
right?
but they shouldn't be the primary focus.
So there's this balance to be struck.
There's a balance.
Yeah.
He actually identifies different types of sales.
Oh, different types.
Complex deals, viral marketing,
Okay.
and choosing the right strategy is key.
Key for success.
Remember PayPal.
PayPal.
They struggled with traditional advertising.
Okay.
So they pivoted
They
to
pivoted.
viral marketing,
Viral marketing.
paying people to sign up
Okay.
and refer their friends.
So they were willing to experiment.
Experiment, adapt
Yeah.
based on data.
And feedback?
They didn't cling to a failing strategy.
Yeah.
They found a new one.
Find what works.
Find what works, yeah.
So beyond selling your product,
Okay.
Thiel emphasizes selling the company itself.
Selling the company, what do you mean by that?
Like attracting talent,
Okay.
securing funding.
So you need a compelling narrative.
Yeah, you need to inspire people
Inspire people.
to
Yeah.
believe in what you're building.
Yeah. To join the cause.
It's about building a brand that resonates.
Resonates.
Yeah.
And the salesmanship
Is essential
for any company.
that wants to achieve ambitious goals.
Convince people to join your cause.
Join the cause.
Invest in your vision.
Invest in the vision.
It's fascinating how he connects.
Yeah.
Product development.
Product developed.
Culture.
Culture.
Sales. Storytelling. It's all connected.
And
then
he brings back the power law.
the power law again. Oh,
Yeah. I thought we already talked about that with
yeah,
you.
it did.
But for FutureCast.
But he says it extends beyond investing. It governs our careers.
Our careers.
Okay, how so? Instead of diversifying our skills,
Yeah.
we should focus on being exceptional
At one thing.
at one thing.
So not a jack of all trades,
Nope.
but a master of one.
Master of one.
Find your niche. Become a dominant force.
Dominant force.
So it aligns with this whole philosophy
Yeah.
of finding those unique opportunities
opportunities.
and building something valuable
Valuable and enduring.
that endures.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
And he connects this back to secrets.
Secrets again. Okay.
Yeah, so how are those?
How are they connected?
Yeah, connected.
Okay, so he believes
Yeah.
those who understand the power law,
Okay.
they believe in secrets.
Okay.
And those who believe in secrets
Yeah.
find those power law opportunities. It's like a virtuous cycle.
A virtuous cycle. The more you believe,
Yeah.
the more likely you are to find them.
So they're willing to explore uncharted territory.
Yeah. Challenge the status quo.
Seek out knowledge.
Knowledge that others have overlooked.
So they're not afraid to be contrarian.
Not afraid to be contrarian.
Think differently.
Think differently.
And this leads to those
Power law opportunity.
outsized rewards.
Outsized rewards, yeah.
It really is a different way to look at risk reward and the pursuit of knowledge.
For pursuit of knowledge.
So how do we find these elusive secrets?
Right. How do we find them?
Like any practical tips?
Well, Thiel gives us a framework.
Okay.
He says, start by identifying
Okay.
where conventional wisdom
Yeah.
is wrong or
Wow.
incomplete.
So questioning those assumptions.
Question the assumptions.
Yeah.
Look for anomalies,
Anomalies.
contradictions, inconsistencies.
They're little clues.
Those little clues, yeah. That there's something more going on,
Something more.
like becoming a detective.
A detective, yeah.
Searching for patterns.
Patterns that others have missed.
So focus on those areas
Yeah.
that are taboo.
Taboo
You're
or
neglected.
neglected. The things people don't talk about.
Yeah. Or haven't considered.
So it takes curiosity
Curiosity.
and courage.
Courage.
Right.
Yeah.
These secrets are often found in unexpected places.
Yeah.
So you got to challenge the status quo.
Forge your own way.
Forge your own path, yeah.
And ask the right questions.
The right questions.
So instead of asking, what do I know?
Yeah, not that.
Thiel says, ask what important truth.
Important truth.
Very few people
Which very few people.
agree with me on.
No, that's a good question.
Yeah. So finding that contrarian viewpoint,
Contrarian viewpoint.
that unique insight,
that sets you apart.
sets you apart.
Yeah.
It's a perspective that encourages us to be
To be
more inquisitive,
inquisitive.
but more courageous and embrace the unknown.
Embrace the unknown.
But are there any real-world examples of this secrets thing in action?
Oh, yeah. There are plenty.
Like, how have companies actually used this to achieve success?
Let's dive into some examples.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of them.
Lay them on me.
So you brought up Google earlier.
Google, yeah.
Well, their early success was partly due to a secret
Okay.
hidden in plain sight.
Okay.
The power of backlinks
Backlink.
as an indicator of a website's quality.
So you mean like links from other websites?
Exactly.
Yep.
Back then, everyone was focused on keywords and content.
Yeah.
But Google, they realized backlinks. They were like a more reliable signal
Okay.
of a website's authority.
So it's not just what's on the page.
Right.
It's who's linking to it.
Exactly.
Oh, that's smart.
They saw a connection
Yeah.
that others missed.
Yeah.
It helped them create a search engine that was way better.
Right, because back then it was like,
It was the Wild West.
yeah, the Wild West.
Spam, irrelevant results.
So they revolutionized
They did.
how we search for information.
They changed the game.
Totally. It's like they cracked the code.
I cracked the code.
Okay, so sometimes, though,
Yeah.
these secrets are discovered by accident.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Right.
Like take PayPal, for instance.
Okay, PayPal.
They found their system
Yeah.
was really effective at identifying and preventing fraud.
Oh, but wasn't that their initial goal?
Not quite.
Okay.
They were initially trying to make a new digital currency,
Okay.
but as they built the system,
Yeah.
They stumbled upon this benefit.
Oh.
Their tech was amazing at spotting fraud.
It was like this hidden superpower.
It was a superpower.
Yeah.
And they were smart enough to capitalize on it.
So they pivoted.
They pivoted.
And leveraged this.
They did.
To become a leader in online payments.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history, yeah.
But remember,
Yeah.
these secrets don't have to be like huge, earth-shattering things.
Okay.
Sometimes they're small, incremental insights
Okay.
that when you add them all up,
Yeah.
they give you a big advantage.
Like a puzzle.
A puzzle, yeah.
Each piece on its own.
Right.
Might not seem that important.
Right.
But you put them all together.
You get the full picture.
You get the full picture.
So be curious.
Curious.
Be observant.
Observant
Always be on the lookout.
to those hidden gems.
Hidden gems
Yeah.
that others might miss.
Don't be afraid to
Yeah.
ask questions.
Ask questions.
Challenge assumptions.
Challenge assumptions.
Dig deeper.
Dig deeper.
Now, I know Thiel loves this idea of secrets,
He does.
but he also says
Yeah.
they're not a guaranteed path to success.
Of course not.
Right.
Because the world changes.
The world changes.
The world changes.
Things become obsolete.
Yeah. Change is the only constant.
Change is the only constant, yeah.
And he also cautions against becoming too obsessed with secrecy.
Oh, interesting.
Right. Because
Yeah.
it can stifle innovation.
Stifle innovation.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
Collaboration.
So it's about finding that balance.
that balance
Right.
between protecting your IP
Yeah.
and being open,
And fostering that openness.
that openness,
Yeah.
knowledge sharing,
So strategic and discerning.
strategic discerning.
Using secrecy as a tool,
This tool,
not a shield.
not a shield.
Okay, so before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I want to touch on one more thing.
Okay.
One of Thiel's most thought-provoking arguments.
All right.
He says society has become too indefinite
Indefinite.
in its thinking,
Okay.
too focused on incremental progress.
Incremental.
Yeah,
Okay.
and reluctant to embrace those bold visions for the future.
So we've lost our appetite for big ideas.
Yeah, we become complacent.
Complacent.
Right.
Okay.
Settling for small improvements
Yeah.
instead of striving for breakthroughs,
Those game changers.
game changers.
Right.
He contrasts this with what he calls
Okay.
definite optimism
Definite optimism.
of the past, like the Apollo program.
The moon landing.
Yeah, the Manhattan Project.
Huge, ambitious projects.
People truly believed they could achieve anything.
They dared to dream big.
They dared to dream big.
And then they actually did it.
They did it. They took action.
So Thiel's saying we need to get back to that.
That belief in human potential
Human potential.
to solve big problems
Big problems.
and create a future that's radically different.
Radically different, yeah.
So it's a call to action.
It is.
Break free from conventional thinking.
Break free.
Imagine a future that seems impossible today,
Impossible.
but could be a reality tomorrow.
If we dare to pursue it.
So as we wrap up our deep dive
Yeah.
into startups and innovation,
What are the key takeaways?
what are the key takeaways?
Well, Ries and Thiel both offer amazing insights
Yeah.
for anyone on their entrepreneurial journey.
Whether it's a tech startup,
A tech startup,
small business,
small business,
or even just a creative project.
creative project. Yeah.
So from Ries, we learn validated learning,
Validated learning.
embrace uncertainty,
Embrace uncertainty.
and that build, measure, learn loop.
Build, measure, learn. Yeah.
And from Thiel, we learn to think bigger,
Think bigger.
seek out those
Those
secrets,
secrets.
build those monopolies,
Napa.
cultivate that company culture.
That strong culture.
So ultimately, it's about building something valuable
Valuable.
that solves a problem
Solves a problem.
and makes a positive impact.
Positive impact. Yeah.
It's about creating a legacy.
a legacy that endures.
So as you go forth on your own adventure,
Your own adventure.
stay curious,
Stay curious.
be bold,
Oh.
challenge assumptions,
Challenge assumptions.
never stop learning,
Never stop learning.
and always be on the lookout for those secrets
Those secrets.
that unlock those extraordinary possibilities.
possibilities.
Thanks for joining us
It's been fun.
for this deep dive.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Yeah.